Korra. So many things to say about Korra.
Daily we party, each one day a week on a whimsy.
So I won't talk about Korra the whole video, promise, Scout's honor. I don't know if that's Scout's honor, I was never a Boy Scout, but I think that's how you do it. Maybe? So firstly, I do like the show a lot. I've been a fan of Avatar since the beginning. Actually, when I saw the commercial for the series starting, I thought it was a commercial for a movie, and I watched it, and I was like, that's the stupidest ending for a movie I've ever seen. But then it wasn't a movie, it was a TV show, and I was very happy because it's one of the best TV shows ever, in my opinion. So, I mean, I watched the whole thing as it aired, and then I was super excited for Korra, but I was, you know, reasonably excited. I didn't want to get my hopes too high up, because if it sucked, I didn't want to be disappointed. I have mixed feelings on the show. I mean, there's lots of things about the show that are really good. The art, for one, it's so well animated, the backdrops are, like, beautiful, it's a beautiful show. I also really like the setting, because it's, like, I don't know, I like how things have progressed from where it was to where it is now. The plot itself is a little bit done, I have to admit, but, I mean, it's altered enough from how that plot's usually done that it's not like I feel like I'm sitting there watching an X-Men movie. Although, you could make some interesting connections between the first and last X-Men movies and this show, with the way the people are and things, and I won't talk about that right now, because I'm sure you guys don't care as much as I do. So despite these great settings and characters and things going on, Korra has this one major problem, that these great things are getting shoved aside in favor of this really poorly developed love triangle. And really, everyone who isn't Korra or Mako or Asami is getting totally undermined. And to be fair, this plot isn't doing a lot of good for those three characters either. One of the things that I really appreciated about Avatar: The Last Airbender is that although there were romantic plots, they were always secondary or even tertiary to the main action of the show, which was always what was most important. In Korra, that's not the case. I know the people writing the show are capable of so much better than this, so it's so sad to me that this show that could have been so great is so founded on fan service and wow moments, you know? So I don't take up any more time talking about this. There's this great post on Tumblr that I'll link you to below that talks more about this and my feelings exactly, and I'm like, you go, you Tumblr poster, you. I like you. As far as the Avatar fandom goes, I tend to avoid that because it's mostly made up of shipping wars and awkward porn. Not that other fandoms are anything more than shipping wars and awkward porn most of the time. And that's why I avoid fandoms, like the plague. I like fan art, fanfiction can be good. You know, I dress up as characters for Halloween and for conventions and stuff, so I mean, obviously, I'm not opposed to all that stuff. But in my mind, fandoms are really associated with shipping. And shipping's just dumb. It's like, yeah, you like this coupling better than that coupling, and that's fine. You don't have to raise a Zutara army. That's not to say fandoms can't do some awesome things. My favorite fandom is the Mother fandom, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Mother games, but it's just this trilogy of games that was released in Japan. The first one came out in 80-something, and the most recent one came out in like 2006, but only the second game was ever released in English as Earthbound, right? However, Mother 3, is one of the best games ever made. Actually, Earthbound is really good too. They're both super good games, and you should play them if you like video games at all. Because it was never released in English, you know, people petitioned Nintendo, said, release it in English, release it, you know, outside of Japan. And Nintendo's like, nah bro, I'm not gonna do that. So, the Mother fans took it upon themselves to make a fan translation. And it took them like 2 years to do, but they, you know, did it, and it's awesome, and you should play it. And it's a little bit illegal, but Nintendo knows about it, and they haven't stopped it. So, you know, I think we're in the clear. So, yeah, that's my piece on that. I could say a lot more probably, but I won't. Becky, I'll see you tomorrow. And I guess this week you guys are going to talk about people who inspired you to start vlogging, or something to that effect. I guess I'll move to the end of the week position, so I can talk about that next week. Or maybe I won't. I don't know. I'm a rebel.